We're rolling? Great. I like organic, like not really pressed as to how this starts kind of thing. That's just always been my style. So let's pretend like we've already started.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
Physiques. Everyone here is a natural. This motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll start off. If you didn't exist, I would be like, yeah, I'm the greatest natural in the world. No one should fucking compare me to another person. But then when I look at, specifically, I think it's your arms that a lot of people have an issue with. Because if you were to take away the arms, and it's be like, yeah, I can see him being natural. But then it's like, how do you get arms like that as a natural? Maybe we'll start there.
Oh, that's an actual question?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was rhetorical or not.
No, seriously.
Man, I mean, obviously, let's just get the elephant out of the room, the genetics, because, that's the first thing everyone wants to say when it comes to when they try to, like, debunk your hard work or the amount of time you put in or the hard work. So genetics definitely play as far as, like, the shape of the muscle that I'm able to capitalize on over time and building density and things like that. But initially, I tell people when I was training from the beginning, it was all I wanted to do. I was in the gym twice, sometimes 3 times a day. And I was training arms usually 3 or more times a week, just because I was on that. I was the bro. I was the typical bro, not really training legs as much, focusing on the upper body.
I could see that. Cause now, like, I did the same thing.
Yeah. Got to start somewhere, right? So I was, just punishing my arms, dude. Because I remember when I got into fitness, it was because I was just picked on so much. And I just felt like a small fry. I felt just really small. And the first thing I decided in my mind when I finally hit rock bottom, I was like, I need bigger arms. How do I get bigger arms? And I literally searched that up on my PSP, I think, at the time. I had a PSP with some internet connection.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you get bigger arms?
Yeah.
Triceps make up 2/3 of the arms. I was like, okay. So I just began using my mom's like 5-10 pound dumbbells in the house. I was doing like dumbbell extensions in the house. I was doing push-ups when I could, just body weight stuff, until I got into the weight room in high school. And that's when I really got started.
Okay, so here's what's really interesting is, like, I'm also a big believer in visualization, right? So before I discovered the value of nutrition, which was 3 years ago, towards the end of COVID, I just worked out, and I thought that was like my natural limit, from age 18 to freaking 28ish, right? It was like, oh, I work out, get a pump, then I go home, take my shirt off, I look dope, right? And I was like, yeah, that's it. And then if I wanted to hit the next level, then it was steroids. That was really how my brain worked. It was like, this is my natural peak, just working out, because I eat whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to care. And then that's it. And then once I discovered nutrition, then all of a sudden, because I saw what it did, I was like, oh, I have the potential to have one of the greatest aesthetic physiques in the world. And that's when, like, so, okay, well, now let's visualize that and run towards that. When you talk about how you wanted bigger arms and then you did whatever was required to get them, do you think that has a lot to do with the fact that, like, that's why your arms are the size that they are, is because, like, you saw it first and then you kind of created that reality for yourself?
I wouldn't say that I saw anything first, if I'm being honest. I never had a visualization of what I wanted to look like. Especially when I began, I wasn't into bodybuilding. I probably at the time was watching Dragon Ball Z, like WWE. So I had people in my mind was like, dang, they have big muscles. Maybe something like that. But I never had a picture in my mind like, okay, I want to look like this. I want my arms to be this big. I want my muscle bellies to look like this.
Okay.
All I knew is that I don't like feeling like this. I don't want to be this anymore.
Okay.
This little wimp.
And I can relate to that.
And yeah, so I took that, blindly just dove right in, and I just stuck with it. I had an impressive amount of commitment from the beginning. I would say that.
I feel like a person like that, when you dive into the gym off of, like, he was dealing with being talked about. That's a certain kind of pain. So,
and it's a certain kind of motivation.
So exactly. So it's like you're not in the gym with that same picture in your head trying to get to somebody else's level, like most of the people that are in the gym. Like you're just focused on yourself because of where your pain and what the motivation has drawn from where people are lacking to see your potential. And it's like that's where I can definitely relate to that. Definitely.
Your guys' whys seem stronger.
I don't think nobody's why is ever stronger. If you can't tell me my why is stronger or less than yours because I don't know what you've been through.
Right. It's about what does it mean to you.
Exactly.
That's fair.
There are people in the gym. Let's just, for instance, go over some examples. There are people in the gym, I'm sure, who are training because their stepdad beats their mother. There are people in the gym because, let's just say, they always get picked on by like girls that they really like. I had a high school crush and she called me ugly in front of the whole lunch table. And that really shook me. So like there are people with different reasons. There's some people who want to get fit for this wedding or for this beach party next summer.
That's the short term.
I guarantee you that same chick wish she had a chance with him now.
I was like, congratulations, you made him.
Do you feel like, because I'm sure you've been in the game and this industry for how long now, if you had to quantify?
Since 2020.
Since 2020?
Like social media wise.
So like 4 or 5 years, right? How do you feel about the fact that your physique is physically unattainable by 99% of the world? I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. And this is coming from a person who's aspiring to be the greatest of all time. How do you feel about the fact that your physique is unattainable by 99% of the population? Do you feel like, oh, that sucks for you? Like what do you, just give me that perspective.
I'm the opposite of conceited. I'm the opposite of someone with an ego, especially now having been just diving deeper into my faith. So if anything, I just feel completely blessed and just favored in a way. I don't look at someone with their lesser potential to capitalize on their genetic features and ability to become an impressive physique and be like, oh, dang, that sucks. I don't look at them like that. I look at everybody the same. It's just everyone's in the gym trying to work on themselves.
You got to. And that right there is bottom line because it's the same thing what we're doing with this movement. It's like we're trying to get that same stigma off of us from them on that side that think that they are superior to us. And it's like, it's the same thing. I'm saying I got to work just as hard as that person that I'm standing on that stage, whether he's on PEDs or natural. So it's,
okay. All right. So with that, we all understand that within the sport of bodybuilding, I'm sure, well, you've been in it longer than we have. If you're a bodybuilder, then you have to take steroids in order to consider yourself competitive. That's what
that's the stigma for sure.
That's definitely the stigma. So why aren't you taking steroids?
When I began training, I didn't do it for the sport. I had no intention or interest in the sport itself. I only just wanted to change. Like I said, I didn't want to be small anymore. So when I finally got into the sport, it was after having been told so many times, like, you look great, man. You're so lean. When's the show? When's the show? Those comments all the time. And I was just blowing them off because I was like, dude, that's not my thing. I don't want to go up in front of a bunch of random people in a Speedo and have them judge me. And for my hard work, and then I either win or lose based on their opinion.
Same way, bro. That's why I never did it for a long time.
Yeah. And the only reason me and Valley did it is because, like, okay, there's an opportunity to change the industry.
I ain't gonna lie.
With our careers.
I was with it. I tell the story all the time when he hit me up in Instagram. He's telling me this little stuff, and I was all for it because, I had already been, like you just said, people was, oh, man, when you gonna do this or do that? So I'm like, okay, I finally got somebody that's want to do it with me. Fuck it, let's run it. And it wasn't until like this whole time we were doing it, I didn't really understand what he was trying to do. Like I just knew he wanted bodybuilding with me. I'm like, okay, I got a partner that'll do it with me. That's cool. But I didn't understand where we're at now. I didn't understand when we first got together. I didn't understand where we'd be here right now.
Yeah.
Because the way he shot it to me, it was like vague. It wasn't vague to him, but it was vague the way I received it.
Right.
So it was like somebody finally said something to me. It was like, Valley. He asking him like, so Sean, like, what's this whole little project going on, Bob? Like, what is it? What's the meaning of it? Can't remember exactly what his words were, but the way I took from it was like how Michael Jordan came into a game of basketball that's already established, but
and he made the shorts longer.
He's the face of it. You get what I'm saying? Or how Arnold Schwarzenegger essentially came into a world of bodybuilding that was already there and put his face on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold up. Yeah. And he didn't say those words, but the way he said it, that's how I took it. I'm like, hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can be a pioneer or something. Like
pioneers.
Fuck the money.
Yeah,
fuck the money.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be remembered for some shit that I started.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah,
and that's when I dove all the way. Okay, I'm in. I was already in it, but now I'm in it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, that was what it was that took me all the way over.
Yeah, and to build off of that, I think it's kind of interesting. Like the mentality of a natural bodybuilder is interesting because when I think about it, we're not looking to be Mr. Olympia. I think that's like an entirely different aspiration.
Dude, that's just a title. That's just a trophy.
Exactly.
And then next year there'll be another one.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like the era of like the greatest,
it's over.
Yeah. Like to me,
for sure. For sure. Now it's much more. It's much more than a trophy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, there's nothing new to really look at. Okay, yeah, C-Bum came in and trying to transition the game of the classic physique in a sense. But how are you going to do that now? How do you get something new?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
how do you keep renovating this old place with nothing else to renovate it with? There's nothing else you can really do.
That's a good point. And I also don't feel, I mean, it's just my personal opinion because I'm not a data or statistics person yet. Probably never will because who gives a fuck? But that's just me. But I feel like the height of bodybuilding's popularity occurred in the 70s with the golden era. And and they've been chasing after that level of popularity ever since.
I'll say that, yeah. I can say that, but then I look back, bodybuilding is really popular, and I didn't realize how popular it was until I got into it. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, if you look around, like, this is like one of the only sports that, besides like baseball and soccer, that you can go to every country. And it's fucking embedded in the roots of every fucking country.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the thing that with me is like, it's just crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you can go anywhere, Asia, the Middle East, anywhere, and it's still big as it is in the States.
What I will say to add on to that is, both of you watch Pumping Iron, right? So you remember some of the shows that it was showcasing. You would see in that audience like men, women, children, and everybody was in there having the time of their life. Everybody was given standing ovations. They had their kids on their shoulders. Like they were in there and they were invested and they were enthused to see that.
Yeah.
These days, that's no longer a thing. It's no longer, bro. People were coming to shows who had no idea what bodybuilding was. Now it's just the bodybuilding community going to these shows because it's become so much of what it is now. The general public doesn't care, nor do they want to see that.
The reason why they don't care is because it's nothing that the general. There's more people in the world that are normal than it is people that's doing what they're doing on stage with the PEDs looking 300 pounds with abs and shit like that. To most people in today's world,
it's unattractive.
It's unattractive. But it's unattainable.
Yeah.
I have to do all that extra shit to get that. I don't want it. I'm gonna live this mediocre ass life.
Those two factors are what kill it. It's unattractive and it's unattainable.
Yeah.
So no longer is there like that. What do I want to say? It's no longer gonna kickstart someone's interest in wanting to become that or wanting to like, be more invested or even begin training. There was the time when there were fit people in magazines. Where the magazines go?
Well, we were just talking to Greg about that.
Well, obviously magazines, we got social media, so like we don't need that. But dude, you no longer see these freaking Mr. Olympia guys on that. You don't see anyone on that.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Because the public doesn't want to see that
shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just
And that's my point. And I've said it a couple times at this point, but if I was 17 and there was like, let's say, because you're here, we're all here to talk about the Natty King. And in my mind, it's a tournament and it's a TV show leading up to a tournament. So it's presented in a very structured format where we're highlighting the lives and the prep of, let's say, in my mind, it's like 10 to 15 natural bodybuilders, all with very different stories. So if that format was in place when I was a 17-year-old, I would know what I'm doing when I hit, honestly, like I would start right now. I would start at age 17. But because the representatives of the sport were Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler when I was in high school, I had zero desire to pursue that because
I was 4'11" in high school, and I ain't gonna lie, I knew about like Ronnie Coleman, like the main guys, but I wasn't never indulged in bodybuilding. Because at 4'11", like me thinking that I can ever have those kind of muscles, even naturally, like it was just, didn't think of it like, I'm 4'11", I probably will never grow. I was praying at night to God, like just to give me 3 inches. Like I ain't worried about getting no muscles. Can I just get some height?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah, and in all honesty, like you guys shared your motivations for like why you two started working out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's gonna sound superficial as shit, but
the girls?
I'll share it. I'll share it. So I was skinny and I had buck teeth. I had braces. That's the only surgery or enhancements I've ever done on my body.
Bro, hold on. I had braces and Invisalign twice.
There you go. There you go. That's
Natty
it.
guys with the braces. I love it.
They called me Jaws, dude.
Really?
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
But continue.
Yeah. So when I was in middle school, I was 12. I had skinny ass arms, big head, basically the same size head, but skinny arms. And, I got made fun of, right? So then the summer going into 6th grade, I did like a bunch of sit-ups. And I thought, because I would watch movies, I was like, all right, if I get a 6-pack, maybe girls will like me, right? So I got a 6-pack the summer going into 6th grade. And then I was at like a girl's party. She was going away. And they spilled water on my shirt. I'm like, all right, this is my moment. So I go like this, right? And they're going, oh my God, Sean, look at his abs.
Dog.
And then within a 48-hour period, everyone knew at the school that I had a 6-pack. Within like 48 hours, I'm like, okay, this solidifies it. I'm going to keep working out. And then actually, that was age 12, right? But like, yeah. So then it's like, all right, so do some curls. I got really into chin-ups and shit like that. And then like, in my mind, it's like, all right, this is my physique. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
Age 12 is pretty impressive to have abs.
I'll take
sure.
it.
No,
I'll take
it.
Yeah. But like, I think what I was saying is that like, so that was my motivation. And then like Valley and like you, like I never thought about competing because it's like, what am I competing for? Like, this isn't like, I just did this for girls. Like, like I don't care about Mr. Olympia. Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 2 years ago when I was like, I would get on social media and I saw you. And you're talking about how you're natural and people are just like in the comments saying, why is this guy lying? And I got mad because I'm like, this guy, like, yeah, his arms are big, but they're not that much bigger than mine. So I'm like, yo, if you're calling Josh like a fake natty, you're calling me a fake natty. And it's like, yo, fuck you. I don't like being called a liar. I personally don't like being called a liar. Yeah. So like I took offense to that when people were coming up at people like you and other individuals. So I'm like, okay, the documentary and this movement is about upping people's belief systems and removing their limiting beliefs as to like what a person can achieve. Because like that's my big issue. Beyond just like, when I talk to people, it's like, oh, the health issues of taking steroids. I don't really care about that. If I'm being completely honest, you're gonna do what you do. It's like
smoke weed,
drink people smoke weed, people inject heroin. I don't care what you do with their body. Just stop telling people that they're liars until proven otherwise.
Yep. I got that innocent until proven guilty mindset too.
Yeah.
And I think, man, I was reflecting on this too. The thing about it is a lot of people will not believe because if they haven't gone there themselves and they haven't put the time in, and this is like, this is so, you hear this all the time. If they haven't put in the work, they haven't gotten there themselves, it's going to be hard for them to visualize it or fathom it or even want to believe that is true.
Yeah. And even on that note, like if I were to take a look at your, let's say 14-year-old physique, and I've looked at your 14-year-old physique, I could see the general or like the progressive overload leading to how you look today. Your arms are like almost out of proportion, almost, but it's because you're telling me like you overwork them, right? So like that's a natural progression. If you were to take another person's physique at age like 14 or 15, like they're not going to look like you. They're going to look different. They're going to look more like their genetic potential. But it's all about like, are you actually putting in the time to reach your genetic potential? And if you're not, then why are you calling other people fake natties?
Yeah.
Like you're like, let's find out what you're capable of first before you start, throwing shots at other people.
It's more of a projection thing.
I agree.
And then it's like, I really do feel like a lot of people they'll try to down on another person to like try to like a fishing thing, because some people like they get a rise out of
keyboard warriors.
They get a rise out
keyboard
of like
warriors.
People going back and forth for them, and it's like I've noticed like
Yep.
when it is a guy that's natural that's being accused of not being natural, if he starts getting on that keyboard going back and forth, now it's everybody on his ass.
Yeah.
For what? Leave them. Let them talk.
Mm-hmm.
Let them talk, because they're gonna because regardless of how you say it, how you come at them with the truth that you know to be the truth, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep running around in circles, and then it's something that they might say is gonna get you mad to the point where now you're gonna be like, motherfucker, and it's just for what?
And then they win.
Exactly. Let them continue to do what the fuck they want to do, because no matter what, if you know who you are, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
All the negative talk and the hate comments, they don't faze me, bro.
It don't.
It's taken time to get to that point, man, because I've been dealing with this crap since high school.
And I can say the same thing, because it's a few times I was on TikTok, like, on live doing some videos and stuff like that, and just dudes popping in, or just saying some little off the wall comments and stuff like that, and like I'll laugh at them here and there, but then it's like one comment to come out and I just couldn't really bite my tongue on it. Now I'm saying something and it's like, oh, now I realize I did something. Now 20 minutes go by, I'm off my live because TikTok didn't ban me for 5 days or something like that. So it's like, that's why I don't indulge in that, because people are going to say and do what they want, whether you are this perfect God or not.
Yep.
So live your life. Do what's the best for you at the end of the day. And if people can't live with who you are, that's a true sign that they're not happy with who they are. So that's why people always tend to try to put somebody else's down because of that. And I don't know, bro. I've never been that way, even when I wasn't working out. I'm not even the biggest guy now. But before I got into this world, I've never looked at anybody like, I don't know. I've never tried to make myself feel higher than the next person in any way.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. Well, I think that's a good segue, because I would like to get both of your opinions as to why would an athlete lie about taking steroids? And I know the answer is obvious. I understand the answer is obvious, but me, I'm coming from a place of like, I'm not much of a deceiver. I like lead with my chest. I'm very open and transparent. I only care about two things in life: women and taking over the world. Like that. Those are my two passions. And my son. So 3 passions: women, my son, and taking over the world. Like, that's what I'm about. So if you're gonna ask me a question, I'll tell you the truth. That's my truth, right?
Yeah.
So I want to understand, why do people lie about taking steroids? Especially if you're in the sport of bodybuilding, where everyone understands, if you want the top title of bodybuilding, Mr. Olympia, you have to take steroids to achieve it. So why would a person lie about taking steroids?
Because if I was telling you, if there was a way for me to get on a stage at Mr. Olympia as a PED natural, and everybody's, oh, this guy is natural and he's natural, that makes me look 10 times better than anybody that's on the stage. Because
but then if you get caught,
that's a chance that these guys are going to take. Just like Greg said, it's ways for these guys that are even on those drugs to get off of it before a show.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I'm gonna get on. Oh, I'm natural. I'm this, blah, 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 knowing damn well I'm pumping the same shit these niggas is pumping in their body. But by the time the show come, I'm gonna have less of it in my body. So if I do win, but let's be real, half of them don't even want to go to the stage to win. They just want to come top 5, top 6 because now they're talked about.
Dude.
That's all they give a fuck about. You want to know why? Because I don't have to get tested, and now I can get back to the drawing board and find out how to get back here, and then really try to like suppress whatever I'm really putting in my body.
So you
because
think
I have the buzz.
So you think it looks cooler to say that you're natural and still take steroids, but you're saying that you're natural so it looks cooler?
You want to know why I think so? Liver King. Everybody thought he was cool. Everybody wanted to be him until he found out that the nigga is lying about everything that he stood on. And
then the initiated individuals are people who actually understand what it takes and can take one look at his body and go like, oh yeah, that guy's on steroids.
Come on, bro, you're 80, damn near 80 years old. Talking about all you do is eat meat. Like, no.
Dude, you hit some hard points in that. One point, well, to answer your question, why would someone lie about being natural? Like you said, it makes you look better than the people who were taking gear. Then there are reasons being, and let me continue this because I know we're gonna
do your
fly
thing.
through this.
Do your thing.
Then there's reasons being. I know how we talk, dude. There's the controversy factor now, social media wise. So it's just gonna get you more buzz, more clicks, more likes, more views, more shares. So
if you're natural,
if you're natural, if you one of the lying, if they're taking gear and they're claiming natural, it's gonna give them that.
Right.
And just in general. Well, there's more controversy around
what about
an impressive-looking natural physique.
What about Togi? I mean, Togi, he like from the jump, he was talking about how he's taking steroids and he blew up. So why can't people just think outside of the box? You know, Togi thought outside of the box. He brought personality to his brand.
It's his personality.
Yeah.
Though.
So I mean, and that again, that's what we're going to get into further. It's like we're focusing too much on these goddamn physiques. You know, you're born with what you're born with, and then it's just a matter of consistency. So every person was born with genetic potential. And then if you commit yourself to the task of actualizing that genetic potential, then you get what you get. Who cares? Like, you know, you look how you look, Valley looks how he looks, and I look how I look. Is the greatest all the time.
Yeah. Hey, freaking speak your piece, bro.
I love how he snuck that shit in there.
But no, my point is, no one cares about the physiques. Obviously, like that's what we want to see visually. But what's more interesting to me is the story, like the personality behind the physique. You know, so props to someone like Togi, or props to someone like even like Greg Doucette, who was able to build a platform. Yeah, he's got a great physique, but he built a platform based off of his brand and yes, exactly. And he found a niche for himself.
Yeah, he did.
So I think we should like put a greater emphasis on that aspect of the industry.
I agree.
And you know, if you have a great physique, yeah, you should definitely get in the industry, but like build off of that.
Dude, 100%. I think the sport, especially for the guys who are taking gear and getting to the Mr. Olympia stage, it's a means to an end, ultimately. Then you see the guys like Jay Cutler or potentially Ronnie, obviously Arnold, who have taken it past that point and been able to use that as like a stepping stone to capitalize on their brand and make it more than what it was when they were simply bodybuilding. The personality matters, dude, more than anything. A physique is a physique, dude. It looks incredible.
Everybody can get, not like get it, but it's obtainable if you put the work in.
Yeah. Natural or not.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like the physique, just looking at someone visually will get old.
Yes, that's my point.
What will continue bringing them back is how can I relate? What am I gaining from this? What kind of benefit does this person serve me?
Yeah.
And if that is not there, then they're just going to see your physique. They're going to be like, dang, that's cool. Oh, that's another dope physique. Forget this one. Let's look at that one.
And we're totally at the point with social media where like there's thousands of great physiques out there.
Thousands.
There's people that didn't even be. There's people with no followers that didn't
Dude, I swear. I'm like below 5,000. I've seen some of the best physiques out there.
Seriously, bro. Seriously.
Whether they're natural or enhanced, like there's
that should say something. A physique isn't going to get you all the clout, dude.
Exactly. So perhaps maybe we're moving past a point where it's like maybe the incentive to claim natural is kind of going away, because it's like you're not going to get anything. If you claim natural, like maybe back in like 5 years ago when this was like first becoming a thing and the fitness industry was like really blowing up with all these aesthetic physiques hopping up on social media. So there was more of an incentive to take steroids and say like, oh, I'm natural. Like, look at me, I'm natural.
That's where we come in.
Yeah. Because like
we come in, we gotta make, like he was saying earlier, like people coming out with their families and like just like Shay Shay. I didn't even know that it was NFL stars that was at these bodybuilding shows because of Ronnie and Arnold and all this. So it's like you have other celebrities stepping out to come. There ain't no fucking celebrities that's like you just said. It's bodybuilding celebrities. Community. There ain't nobody coming to them fucking shows if you're not into the world of sports. Fitness.
Right. Yeah.
It's so specific. It's boxed in.
Yeah.
And the way out is this. It's just bringing that. Because, bro, think about it. What is a king? A king is nothing without a community, without loyal followers, without kingdom. So with having a kingdom, you need people to trust you. You need to be a likable person. You need to be someone who they want to follow.
Yes.
So that all ties in, I believe. That all ties into, I believe it should tie into who we end up, allowing to become the Natty King.
100%.
That should be some of the framework as to what qualifies.
Okay. Well said. I couldn't have said that better myself.
We're opening up a lane for a lot of athletes to fall into this sport again.
Yeah. Well,
like if you think about it, like Phil Heath was natural.
Playing basketball, looking stupid swole.
Stupid as fuck. He got into the sport because he needed something else to give him that spark in his life.
Yeah, because he hurt himself and he was no longer able to play the sport that he loved.
He never wanted to get on steroids.
Right, yeah.
On steroids to compete at the highest level.
Greg Doucette said the same exact thing.
We're going to have another generation of athletes that don't get to where they want to go with this sport. And they're
Football, basketball.
And they're going to fall back into this. And it's going to be a better alternative than
taking steroids. Yep.
They already don't want to take steroids to do what they're doing at the highest level.
But when they know they can do it without using steroids, and that there's so much to be had, so much to gain from it, because it's just by that time it'll be like its own new realm of fitness classification bodybuilding, because it's just natural.
We
expand on it,
We opening up a new lane, bro. I really feel like this is like, you know how growing up in, certain communities, like you ask a kid, like, what you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an NFL star. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be this. I want to
be the Natty King.
I want to be the next Natty King. Like, and that's that's some shit that I can see coming up, because it's
100%.
Like, it's for one, the money's going to be coming to this sport.
Yes.
But it's like, that's why kids grow up wanting to be entertainers, because that's the first thing that they know about making money.
Yeah.
And you also want to think, I mean, I always think about like the crossover. So when I think of the top stars within just the world of sports and sports entertainment, Most of the crossover occurs in WWE because they're trained on performance. They're trained on personality. So you got Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who's like the highest paid Hollywood actor in like right now. Then you got John Cena. You've had other people. Batista.
Yes.
Again, well said, right?
Expendables a few times.
Yeah. You know, Batista's great.
Now
yeah.
he's in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
bro. I love that. Yeah. Drax is hilarious, dude.
Because
that is right.
They're perfecting their craft
Yeah.
while they're doing sports entertainment. If you were to take a look at, like, let's say Michael Jordan, he did one film and then he went back to basketball. Maybe movie making wasn't his passion. Conor McGregor, he shows up in another movie. But if you look at all these stars, they all have something very similar in common, which is they have personality, they have star power that they bring to the sport that they're associated with. And then that allows them to transition into something else. This, the Natty King TV series and tournament, is supposed to be a breeding ground for athletes to hone their physiques and their personalities.
Yeah, for
to
the next wave of entertainers as a whole, not just bodybuilders.
Yes. So, yeah. Oh man.
Oh, it's like talking to ourselves.
Yeah, because like, you know, personally, I think Hollywood is kind of
watered
stale.
Down. It's watered down, right? It's watered down.
They have no originality.
Nothing. Everybody's the same, bro.
Yeah, and even like the top action stars, like they don't even, in my opinion, they don't even look that good.
Dude, I can't remember the last time I went to the movie theater. I used to be a once a week guy.
Yeah. No, seriously. And you know, Marvel's got the monopoly. So my idea
fell off, man.
Yeah,
Marvel fell off.
I'm
not gonna lie, I'm so pissed off with Marvel and X-Men. Like
Same.
they just felt
Same. Just for what they did to Hulk alone. I'm out.
Yeah.
Why? Why did they do those?
I don't know.
Why?
We had the first Hulk, man. The giant freaking.
Oh yeah.
Just the giant. Then we had the ripped freaking Tristan Lee Hulk. Then we got Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
They dumbed this fool down, made him look ugly. They gave him glasses and freaking turned him into an office guy.
Yeah,
and then they made him not even want to fight him.
Yep.
That doesn't even make sense. Hulk smash. That's all he says his whole life. And now he don't want to fight.
I know, dude. What happened?
Yeah.
Marvel did it bad.
Yeah.
No, and honestly, it's like you guys definitely understand the vision. It's basically to create content, and I don't know, like with the fitness industry, we're all content creators within this industry. Like that's how you promote yourselves. Me personally, I see an opportunity to bridge the fact that we're already content creators and bring it over to Hollywood and the entertainment industry and make it more of a cohesive narrative that actually looks more cinematic than what we're currently doing. You know, like the content that we make is consumed on our phones, and it's like, you know, fucking we're at the gym and shit like that. We can just scale it up, you know, have better shots and actually make it more available on a television as opposed to your phone. So it just looks cooler. Still telling the same story, only it's more cohesive, it's more connected, and we're actually spreading out across the entire industry.
Yeah, I like that idea, because then now you just got me thinking like making a network.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, come on.
Like, cause you think about it, like making a whole like VH1, BT. Like if we had a bodybuilding network, now everybody's paying us to have their bodybuilding show, whatever the fuck it is, on our network.
Oh my gosh.
Zeus.
Yeah, and you know, for the record, like I'm a long-term thinker. I have plans that span decades. It doesn't just stay with natural bodybuilding, and it doesn't just stay with the fitness industry. It's supposed to expand into anyone who wants to achieve, anyone who's got aspirations and like they have a vision for like the life that they want to live and the reality that they want to create. They have an opportunity to promote their brands in this connected universe that we're creating right now.
I like that.
So with this, so you said bodybuilding TV, huh? Is that so? You said it wouldn't just be natural; it would be like,
well, okay. Let's call this concept the Natty King, right? And let's say that is the show. So my idea, and we'll just go into it right now, is all right. So in the same way that WWE has at this point their roster, let's say, is 40 people deep. For the first season of the Natty King TV series, I would want at least 10 natural bodybuilders or 10 to 15, and they would all have their own backstories and narratives. So I'll give you an example. For you, you would be Josh the Lone Wolf, a very like Ryu type character, if you're familiar with Street Fighter.
Of course I am.
Yeah. So like that's your journey. Your arc is to become the Natty King. You've got your reasoning, you've got your why, you've got your backstory, and you've got like your training methodology. and philosophy, right? Then we got Valley Muscle. He's a Vegeta type character, gritty underdog. Yeah,
Vegeta's my favorite.
yeah. Sorry, dude, Ryu's a cool character.
Yeah, he's the best, man. He's the best.
Ryu's
The
still,
best, right?
He's still
He's the most relatable.
well, that's Valley.
Yeah, okay.
You know, we're not.
I hate y'all, bro.
Hold on, I got the widow's peak though. What are we talking about?
Are we not happy with Ryu? I think he's pretty cool.
Ryu's dope.
Yeah,
man.
he's
I'll take
fucking
Ryu.
Thank you.
I'll take Ryu.
Yeah. All right. So then we got
Continue.
So then we got Valley. He's like the Vegeta, like the gritty underdog. You know, the world counted him out. They never believed in him, and he's like,
Yeah,
yo,
you definitely ain't the underdog.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we got Sean Fury, who's like the heart of the movement. He's like bleeding for this. You know, he's like he's putting his like fucking soul into like. My slogan is I believe in self-fulfilling prophecies. Like that's my slogan, and we should all have slogans. You know, multiple slogans, very similar to like
Prince.
There you go. I fucking love it. I love it.
What was it?
I'm the Prince.
I'm the Prince.
Yeah. But very similar to like the WWE, how like we create brands around these WWE superstars. They all have their own slogans. They've got their fucking billboards. Where it's, yeah, like shit like that, right? From there, I want to build out, obviously, like I said, 10 athletes. So all have like very different brands specified to them. So in my mind, I would want like, let's say a 40-year-old veteran, natural bodybuilding veteran who's been waiting for an opportunity like this because he's always felt that this sport is marginalized and he was just waiting for this moment. And he's got a great physique. So we tell him the veteran. Then we have like a 19-year-old who's like, you know what? I'm ready now. Like people don't think I'm ready, but I'm ready now. So we got that person.
Yep.
Shizzy was going to be, my pitch to him was going to be like the golden boy with the dark past. Everyone wants him to hop on steroids, but like he just like is resistant to it. That was going to be his pitch. But since, you know, we'll see if he materializes or not. I'm not sweating it because again, we still need a deep roster of at least 10 or 15.
Yep.
And then at the end of the day, the people stepping on stage, it should be about 30 deep. But in my mind, and I'll say this to the camera directly, if you are looking to get cast in this show, you need two things: great physique and a great story. I will help you with the story. If you bring me something, I'm able to work with you on that, but you have to have a great physique. Otherwise, you know, you're not going to be the Natty King. But like everyone has to be a contender. Like that's vital. Everyone's got to be a contender. And the last thing when it comes to the prerequisites to be considered for this show, you have to have integrity. Integrity is non-negotiable. You can't be a liar. You can't hop on this show and take steroids and then claim natural and then not be natural. It's not going to fucking work. I will fucking hate you. And I'm not going to get super passionate about it, but like you can't do it. Sorry, you can't do it. You can't be on the show. So
And you'll be banned for life.
yeah, you will be banned for life.
Banned for life.
It'll be televised.
Yeah. So, but that's the conceptual idea. And then from that, we create these stars. And obviously, whoever gets crowned the Natty King, like it's a big deal. But the stars they're on the show. Like yeah.
I imagine that the trophy, like the title, whoever ends up winning will get the trophy, obviously, but it ends up being much more than that. Like through the bonds being made through the filming process, I'm sure like the personality will build more of each individual fan base, so they are able to capitalize like monetization wise, like financially through sponsors, or endorsements and things like that. They get other opportunities to go compete here or be on this show, things like that. And so it's kind of like a sorry to continue, but it's like planting the seeds.
Yes,
the show is in a way for them to just take what they have, showcase it, and be able to take it elsewhere. Once the whole thing is done.
Exactly. Just like the stars of WWE who have moved on to greater things.
Yeah.
And the reason I mention this now is because you asked if it was specified to natural bodybuilders. The contestants or the competitors training for the Natty King tournament, they are the stars of the show, but we are looking to capture the entire industry as a whole. So we are able to interact with Jay Cutler, who we already have a relationship with, the Phil Heath, the Marvelous, the Greg Doucette, who's also going to be a head judge for this competition. So like it's not exclusive to Natties. It's just that they happen to be the stars. And yeah, we're bringing the spotlight to them.
It would be actually more better to actually like have an audience of PED users.
Well, 100%. It's and like that's why I don't want to exclude it.
We need everybody.
It's the entire industry.
Yeah, all heads.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you get guys like Jake and all them big name guys that are come down and they were all on it and they can have that all in their eyes for what we're doing and putting together, that it actually helps us bring it more to it in a sense.
That's what I was gonna say. Like it would have to be interesting. We would have to pump like the buildup of each individual person, because otherwise, why the heck would someone taking gear want to watch a whole bunch of natties?
Exactly.
compete?
Yeah.
Real
Which is
shit.
why I said they got to have great physiques and great stories.
That is true.
And each character, I mean, this is where it does get. I'm not even gonna say that it gets. What's the word? We're casting. It's a casting, and the Natty King tournament is intended to be an invitational. So we're actually selecting these athletes to compete. Very similar.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'm actually drawing a lot of inspiration from Tekken and Street Fighter.
That's my game.
Yeah.
All I played growing up were fighting games.
That's
Mortal
amazing.
Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken,
Yes.
Capcom versus
Yeah,
Marvel.
Mortal
bro, I was
Kombat.
on
Yeah,
that.
another perfect example. So like in my
I know
mind,
this, bro. This is my conversation.
So when I see like the opening of the show, I'm seeing like we've selected like our top 15 that we all like, and then like the show opens up and like the 15 athletes, like they're getting home, they're checking their mail, and they get this like really cool envelope.
bro.
You've been selected.
Oh,
You know?
no.
Yeah.
Wasn't Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
all selected in Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
The movie like to,
Yeah. So it's like a special
you're
card.
the strongest Earth warrior.
Yes.
You're pulling up right now.
Yep.
That's
So like it's
dope.
like you've been invited to be to join the Natty King and compete for the title of the Natty King and like greatest blah 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 blah. Right.
But then we gotta like, we have to have a dope storyline in a sense too, because it's gonna be, it has to be at least one or two athletes that get that invitation and don't want to go. But then we have to bribe them to go. Not like that. No, listen to me. Only
I'm
because
listening.
I feel like, you remember Johnny Cage, right?
Of course.
He didn't want to go.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go at first.
Yeah.
That's the reason I was
That
saying.
could be
You have to
shizzy.
make it worthwhile.
Yeah. That could be shizzy.
That could definitely,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it just plays with a storyline. You know
No,
what
I
I'm
love
saying?
storylines. I'm all about storylines.
Speaking of storylines, this is a thought that I had earlier. Every story needs drama.
Yes.
Because you
Oh yeah,
know-
I got a bad guy.
Unfortunately, a lot of people love drama.
Of course.
So especially in a TV show, and that's like more than the freaking storyline.
They
Drama
want to
is what
see
brings them back.
controversy.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, they want to
Yeah.
see some conflicts, some you know.
motherfuckers getting mad and angry, talking shit to each other. All that's what
Yeah.
they want to see. That's what's gonna keep people.
And at the
glued.
same time, we need it not to be faked or forced.
Yep,
Like,
for
we would-
sure.
there would have to be some sort of natural
Yep.
drama
Yep.
there.
Yep.
That just so happens to come about.
I think if we all sat down and understood that what we're doing could, blow up, I think just having us in a room, we don't have enough to say, oh, like, we're gonna get into a fight today. Like,
Yeah.
having 15 dudes in the same room,
Mhm.
you're
Well-
bound to have some
Oh, yeah.
type of like,
Yeah,
I
different
also-
viewpoints, different perspectives.
Well, you're familiar with UFC?
yes.
So they did the Tough Enough.
the houses, like, yeah.
They did the Tough Enough series. It doesn't have to go to that where like we have to take like these 10, 15 competitors and put them in a house. We don't have to do that. But I will say that if we are actually competing for a title and this title is intended to change your life, fuck the TV show, because who knows that, let's say we get some guy named Gary and he does have a pretty nice physique and he's got a cool story and like he's part of the invitational, but let's say this show ends and he doesn't get crowned Natty King. What's he doing with his life? Is he just goes back to bodybuilding if he doesn't have the right ambition and the right like know-how, and like he's just going back to bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So the title is supposed to change your life. Keeping that in mind, there's the conflict right there. It's like, I'm trying to get this goddamn fucking title, and you're being chosen based off of two things: great story and great physique. The story will get you more screen time, will get you more camera time. If you understand how to work the camera and work with the people around you,
That's how it's
you will get
supposed to
more
be.
screen time.
That's because
Yeah.
you're helping the network
Exactly.
get more views.
Exactly.
So I want to keep you in front
We're
of the camera.
looking for a face in the same way that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was chosen because he knew what he was doing on the mic.
Yeah.
So this is like, again, this is a call. Like,
And again, he's an ex-athlete. He got his spot taken by Warren Sapp.
exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually auditioned for the role of Warren Sapp in the Young Rock TV show.
Oh, that's
Oh
dope.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
they didn't pick me because I was too small.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fat.
look at me now, bitch.
No way.
No.
They said you were too small.
No, you probably.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't fat enough.
Yeah, but
Come
say
on.
you're not
Yeah.
round.
Yeah, I'm not
you're
round.
Not.
Yeah.
They didn't mean that
Yeah.
because Warren
Yeah.
Sapp is a D lineman.
Yeah,
So
I-
they needed.
Personally, I
heavy.
was surprised I even got the audition. I'm like, I don't look like Warren Sapp. Plus, I'm going against like someone who's supposed to be The Rock. Nah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Getting even the
Yeah.
audition is pretty dang
No, it was
nice.
cool. It was cool. It was cool. But we've scaled up from there. But yeah, it's like going back to what we were saying. It's like if we're taking the concept of WWE and basically grooming these athletes to, like, they've already got the nice physique. That's why they're here. That's what got them in the door. But we're teaching them on how to tell and promote their story more effectively.
Yeah.
So that way writers and casting people, they understand like, oh, this person has a fucking spotlight.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm so with this idea, bro.
Yeah.
Just like, we're just helping them take what they already have and just milk it.
Mhm.
just so that
exactly what it is.
And for the record, and I'll say it again because this conversation ages like wine over decades. This is the beginning. This format and this blueprint is supposed to work across multiple sports, across multiple industries. Telling this story in this way, it's like it's a game changer for the entertainment. Yeah, it's a game changer
because a person can take this blueprint and do anything in any lane with it.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. So personally, I'm looking to create one degree of separation across anyone who's got ambition and wants to make a name for themselves. I want them to know my name and understand working with me will create opportunities for them. So that's the idea.
Like that.
Let's talk about Greg Doucette.
Let's talk about him.
He's got an issue with you.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what?
He doesn't think you natural. We have to tell his ass, like, bro.
Oh, he still doesn't think I'm natural?
Yeah.
Bro, what does he mean?
Yeah, man.
Bro, when I dropped that freaking video of me taking the blood test, he was in the comments talking about, I would believe you're natural. What do you mean, Greg?
I guess his opinion changed, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, what he said is he would need you to take a blood test pretty much every month.
Does he want to pay for it?
For a year.
Does he want to pay for it? Because I've already spent $2,000 out of my own pocket to take 2 full male panel blood tests, which both came back as me being natural. Yeah. So if he wants to fund that, then we can make something happen, Greg.
Well, hey, Greg, this is your chance. You want to know if Josh is fucking natural or not?
Hey, seriously, I'm all for it. If he wants to do it, dude,
we can come out to Canada again. You can come out here, whatever you want. Let us know. We'll take another trip, make it some fun out of this.
It could be completely spontaneous. I don't care. I'll take a blood test whenever, wherever.
He's telling
I'm not paying for it.
He's telling you can pop up on him at the gym and just, hey, we're gonna take this, and he's ready to go.
Seriously.
So that's all, the ball's in your court.
Seriously.
And
I'm on prep right now. Just know that.
Yeah.
So if you want to actually know, then
this is the time
to hop on.
Yeah. But that's also I feel like that's like a perfect element to add to the show where like obviously like the top, because we were talking to Greg about this concept and he loves it. He's like totally on board.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic idea.
I watched that clip you guys put up from your podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, Greg is a cool guy.
He is cool.
He may have a problem with me. I don't have a problem.
No, he don't have a problem with you like on a personal level. That's just his thing as far as like how Sean said, how he's made his name as far as his content and stuff. That's just how he structures himself. Because if you sat down with him, bro, the dude is cool as a motherfucker. He'd probably still tell you in your face, like, I don't think you're natural. Yeah. But that's one thing I can respect about him, because he's not the guy that people think that he's online just running his mouth talking about people or anything like that. Like, he would sit down and have a conversation with you, and he'd tell you why he believes or thinks that you're not. And if you can sit there and tell him blah blah blah, he might actually be like, you know what? I'll take it for face value and I'll believe you. That's the type of guy Greg is. He's really cool, bro.
Dude, I think since we're on this topic, I find it very odd that there are people who will have respect for you or want to be cool with you and or follow you on social media.
And then still call you a liar.
Still call you a liar.
Like, what the fuck?
Let me continue.
Like taking crazy pills.
Because what kind of sense does that make? You want to associate yourself with and or you look up to a person who you believe is a deceitful person.
I know.
And then
it's like, I still fuck with this guy, but I think he's lying.
Yeah. So this comes into this conversation as to if we're tight and you don't believe me, either you need to find a pile of rocks and kick it, or you need to do something. So there are 3 options. You find a pile of rocks and kick it, or you need to do something to make your viewpoint either positive or negative, or we need to completely just unassociate ourselves. There's no in between, because I wouldn't. If I know someone's a liar, I'm not going to associate myself with them.
I agree.
And so I think it's up to that person to come to a conclusion based upon facts.
Yes.
And it's not the job of the person being accused to try to sort this thing out.
Okay, so here's the responsibility of the athlete who gets invited. Like you get the envelope, you get the cool moment, which will be filmed. It's like, it's a nice envelope. It's fucking gold.
The envelope actually has a camera on it. It's filming your reaction.
I love it, right? Got some cool music, maybe a theme song. Anyway, so what you're agreeing to, if you agree to accept this invitational, is similar to UFC, and someone already mentioned it in the comments, USADA level testing, where it's basically like randomized drug testing.
And pop up on your ass.
And it's blood work.
Yeah.
It's blood work, you know?
Yeah.
So if you were invited, like in my mind, you would get the invitation a year before the competition or like the tournament, right?
100%.
So,
treat it like an Olympia.
Exactly.
Oh, and a whole year of prep, baby.
Yeah. So during that year, I think this would be kind of cool, or like an interesting thing to add to the show. It's like, like fucking Josh got tested like 5 times. You know, it's like, hey man, I walk around like I got tested 5 times, bro.
They don't think I'm natural,
dude.
They don't think I'm natural. I'm about to show you niggas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where it's like, you know, maybe another person, like, you know,
You got drug tests once.
Exactly.
They don't even think you.
That could add drama.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because
exactly.
there's a certain thing about natural bodybuilders, or let's just say natural bodybuilders, who are actually natural, who have achieved impressive results to the point where they are now being accused of taking steroids when they're in fact natural. There's a difference between the amount of confidence this person shows, like publicly or displays, in relation to someone who I would say is using PEDs for the purpose of wanting to feel better about themselves.
Bro, you are 100%.
Because there's a reason why we are unfazed.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
There's a reason why I can, whenever I get the hateful comments or the hateful videos.
Yeah.
I don't go straight to the mirror like, oh my God, my chest is as big as they said it was.
Dude, it doesn't hinder or stop your stride.
Stop shit.
That's
because
a good point.
you're 100%
You're the
confident
kind of
in
guy.
yourself.
We're the guys that are like, you said I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna go make another video and do this.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm gonna prove you wrong. Everything that I'm doing is to prove me right and you wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't have like I relate to that. I definitely relate to that.
Yeah, but it also
Like-
probably doesn't help because it's like if you've got a great natural physique and then you're very confident, then you know. And again, to an extent I understand how like the outsider perspective works. They're looking at you and like you're like, because I was watching a video that you like, let's say 3 years ago, you were at Zoo Culture and you're doing like Natty or Nots with like Bradley Martin and shit like that.
Yeah, that's the one that got Greg
fired
up.
Yep. And you had a very cocky smirk that entire time. Now, I'm the type of person who's like, if a person tells me they're natural, like I'm always looking to take the benefit of the doubt.
Same.
Always, 100%. So me, I get it. It's like, oh, guy's cocky. He's confident, right? Shit, I'm confident. You know, I can relate to that. But a person who's not confident and they're watching.
Fucking arrogant.
Yeah. And like.
He's the fucking shit.
Yeah. And like, it's so clear that this guy's lying. Like, look at his smile. Like he's smirking.
They will base it on anything, dude.
Yes.
But facts.
Yes. Yeah.
But evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Literally, should I
bro.
bust it out now?
Go get
it.
Dude.
No, let me take it back real quick. So no, do you remember the first time we ever met?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so, bro, I was in awe of this dude when I first ran into him at Zoo Coach. I was like, I don't know if you remember. I walked to him, I'm like, bro,
I remember.
your fucking physique is fucking insane. Blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, gave him props and shit like that. Asked him for his Instagram.
Oh, I remember. I know this.
I don't know if it was the same day or the day after, but he was like, hey, bro, I just want to let you know I couldn't follow you because I only follow people that I do business with, blah, blah, blah. And I swear to God, I didn't think nothing of it. But in that moment, I'm like, that was like the weirdest shit a person can tell me. Like, you just didn't have to follow me. I was already like in awe of you. When that happened, I'm like, yeah, he's on steroids.
No, hold on. Let me tell the story more accurately.
No, you probably don't.
Yeah, let me listen.
But
This is how it went. We meet. We exchange. Like, can't remember how it went. You asked me for my IG. You followed me. Then I think it probably was the next day when I posted something. You comment in there. Do you remember what you commented?
what did I comment?
You're like, no follow back. Cool.
Oh, that sounds like Valley.
Yeah,
It does.
and that's when I
See,
responded
I
saying,
don't remember that, but you're right.
Yeah,
You are
never
definitely
heard that
right.
part.
rubbed me the wrong way.
Never
when
heard
you
that.
said
You're
that.
definitely right. You are definitely
Dude.
right.
So when that happened, that's when I told you, I'm like, listen, man, I can't just go around following everybody I meet, because if
Okay.
that were the case, I'd be
Okay.
following thousands.
Yeah,
and
you have
thousands.
10,000.
And it's
No.
not that, and I said that it's not that I don't respect you or support you. It's just I don't know you like that. I follow people who I'm close to, I do business with, my sponsors, things like that.
And it's funny because now that you say that, I remember that. I definitely.
You know what?
I definitely.
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
if
dude.
I've ever been
No
wrong,
follow
but you
back?
know me.
Bet.
You know if I've ever said something, I know I'm a man up and admit to it. So yeah, that did happen. But a long time after that, like
We ran into each other at
we run into every
Muscle Beach.
Yeah, and it was funny because I don't know if it was like I know you had to feel the same way. It was like, okay, I know this dude, but it's like
There's some tension.
It's like a little awkward.
Yeah.
And it was like only because like I swear, because I told him about you.
And I was ready to go up to you, and he's like, "Yo, hang back." I'm like,
I'm like,
oh, you wanted to see if I would come and say what's up?
Not like that. I just wanted to see how personable this shit was about to be.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, bro, the connection that we made that day, that's what I was looking for in Zoo. Like, not like regardless of what it was.
Yeah.
But that's when it was like, okay, whatever I had thought, because the steroids accused that I was putting on you, it was baseless. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I didn't see this motherfucker with an eater. I was just basing it off of, oh, this your attitude. Are you telling me that? And I like I said, I didn't remember in that moment that I had just made that comment. So when you said, oh, I don't follow, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, bro, a regular person ain't about to fucking just tell somebody they don't follow him. Like,
right,
this guy got to be on steroids.
Yeah,
and that's how I thought about it.
Yes,
that's how I thought of it. But meeting you and chilling with you that whole fucking day, the whole drive home, that's all I talked about was you. Swear to God, that's all I talked about. I'm like, bro, I wish I would have known this motherfucker like this to begin, because like, bro, I love being around motherfuckers that I can relate to, that love what I love. So I already initially like was in awe of you when I first met you, and like I said, I wish I wouldn't have made the comment, because that probably would have came off a little different. But nah, man, we locked in, and that's all that matters now, bro.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, that thing's in the past.
No, for sure. I didn't put it like this. I didn't even want to bring it up. But I told him today, I said, if it's a moment on the day that I can bring it up, I definitely want to bring it up, because, you know, just it's something to like look back and laugh at. Like, nothing, like, you know what I'm saying?
And I also think it's good to get moments like that, you know?
Dude, there are so many people who I'm cool with today who I did not like initially. Just on social media alone. I back then, I would base my dislike or my distaste towards someone based upon the way their face looks.
What?
Or so like
that
certain
sounds like me.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, I can name a few. Like, you remember Dom Nikolai?
Yes.
That's my boy. I hated his face, bro. When I would see it,
just your face, just want to punch it.
It's not that I wanted to punch it, but he had a face, like, it's just like, he looks like kind of like a womanizer, or like just someone who. There's something about the face, man.
Dude, that sounds like a younger me.
No, but seriously, I was so judgmental initially.
Wow.
And I would prejudge people. I'd be prejudiced towards others, and then end up becoming the tightest of bros upon meeting them in person.
Yeah.
Having that interaction in person, like a genuine interaction in person, can go a long way.
Yeah.
I find like those are when the best bonds and relationships are made between one person and another.
For sure.
So I'm glad we got to come across and kind of redo that. That was like a moment of redemption, and we really capitalized on that.
I'm definitely glad I did, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I didn't think that day was gonna go as well as it did.
I was optimistic.
But
man, I remember that day at Muscle Beach when that woman came by with the lotion.
Yes, and we was
and
it was so crazy, because like the tension that we had, it went away so fast.
Yeah,
like,
we were cracking jokes, laughing.
But that's the world that we're in. Like, this sport brings that together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, like,
well, it's the sport that brings it together, but it's also the social media aspect that separates it.
True. You're right.
Because everyone,
right.
That's a good point.
That's right.
You base your value on how many followers you got, what you're doing. Like, it's so toxic, but at the same time, it's so beneficial.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But that's where we have to be just more intentional behind, I guess, wanting to know somebody for who they are, or make those real relationships that outlast and go beyond just social media collaborations or workouts in the gym. Like, these days, I'm trying to, like, my boys who I'm always training with, I'm trying to get outside of the gym with them, man. This year, I'm making a hard push to actually be more present, step outside of social media, still handle my business, be on prep, do all that. But I really want to just connect with and have brothers and friends and family.
Like that.
Oh yeah, man.
Definitely feel that.
Like, I feel like I've just gone down a hole in social media,
Yeah.
man.
I honestly just see it as like, you know, fuck it, you know? It's like
In relation to what, social media?
Yeah. I it's like a needle, you know? It's like you make content, you just moving the needle. That's all. You're just making the needle further this way. Because it's like, if we're here and I want to get like all the way over here, every content, every collaboration, every, you know, but I really like to exist in real life, you know, with people, camaraderie, connect, women.
Hard emphasis on the women.
It's like, you can't get laid on social media. You can use it. But like,
well, I know you're using your games to your advantage in those YouTube videos I've seen you guys, or both of y'all on the dating. And you guys got me rolling.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's another thing. We do need comedic relief. You know, we need like a funny person. You know, who's like doesn't even have to be like a competitor, but like just keep your keep your mind out. You know,
it can't be serious the whole time.
No, right? Yeah, like blood and guts kind of thing. Obviously, we're bringing that, but we do need
we need the lighthearted kind
levity.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep
and let's go into this whole like blood and guts doesn't have to be serious the whole thing. I'd like to get into like training philosophies, methodologies. You know, I'll start with me.
Okay.
I feel like, and this is just a personal opinion, I feel like I don't train as intensely as people portray a person who's serious about their physical development. Like when I talk, like, and we can even go back to like the OGs. Let's talk about Lee Priest, fucking our coach, Marvelous Melvin Anthony, and his mentor, John Brown. When they talk about training, or even our coach Theron,
kill yourself.
Like they're trying to murder us. And even like the first day that we drove out to Palm Springs and trained at Desert Metro Fitness, which is where our coach resides, like, man, it was like a deer in the headlights for me. I'm like, what is this?
Oh yeah, you're thrown to the wolves.
Sean, wake your ass up. Wake up. We gotta show these motherfuckers we want to do this shit. Like, we on a test run. Wake up.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah.
wake up.
That's what you were telling them?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
So here's the thing. I'm convinced, and I'm open to being wrong. But I'm convinced that I'm dedicated to bodybuilding for the next 10 years, at least. So I'll be bodybuilding into my 40s, right? I am convinced that if I like spend time in the gym and I eat correctly and I go to sleep, it doesn't matter. Like if I'm not training at the level of, let's say, a fucking Ronnie Coleman who, like, you know, he's walking out dripping in sweat and shit like that. And okay, all right, let's hear it.
Well, I was saying just because of the way Ronnie ended up.
Oh, good point.
But
good point.
I mean, I don't think we shouldn't compare our training methodology, yeah, to anyone else, because I think it's all what works for you, man. There are people who bash me because I do a lot of volume training. I'm the kind of person who, whenever I train any muscle group, I like to do like 6 exercises per muscle group, because I know for each muscle there are always usually 3 parts of it: upper chest, mid chest, lower chest, quad, outer, inner, and then I can't even remember what the inner is called. Outer, inner. Wait, it's lateralis, medialis, and I'm drawing a blank.
Look it up. Look it
3
up.
parts of the quad. There are like, the back has many different areas to it. So like, I like to get in depth, and I think it's the repetitions that end up shaping the muscle and really honing it. That's why you see the bodybuilders of the golden era, they were doing a shit ton of volume.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
They were doing a shit ton of volume, bro.
Yeah.
And why did their physiques look so much different than today's?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people will get into especially the Mike Menser, like, you only need to do this many sets, this many exercises. But why do your muscle bellies, why are they not shaped?
Right.
Yeah, they can become dense, but they're not crafted. They're not sculpted. They're not shaped like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that comes from repetition. And I feel like that's pretty much common sense.
Yeah.
The more you contract, you're shaping the muscle over time.
So would you say reps doesn't necessarily, the intensity doesn't necessarily matter if you're doing reps?
Intensity definitely
matters. I think intensity matters.
Yeah, it definitely matters.
The only thing that I've noticed, and it's because like I hate to say this kind of shit and have it be recorded, but I was spoiled. You know, I was a mama's boy, and my entire life, this is my biggest like weakness. My entire life I've been avoidant of hard work in my entire life. My entire life. Until
he met me.
It hurts to say it out loud because it's so goddamn
until he
true.
met me.
So I'll put it to you like this. All right. So I wrestled. I got into wrestling in 6th grade, and then I did it 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. So then I got to freshman year, and I'm wrestling in high school for the first time, right? And I had potential to be great because I'm naturally strong. Like this is only 2 years of bodybuilding, right?
Yep.
So like I'm naturally strong, and it was like a 50-50. Either I pinned the kid in the first minute of the match, or I lost because I get gassed out. My endurance, I don't have a gas tank, right?
Yep.
So I knew that at the end of freshman year season, it's like, if I want to be great at wrestling, I have to build on my stamina. I have to build on my endurance. I don't want to do that. Let me get into acting. So then I started acting. Yes.
Dang, you dropped 4 years of wrestling because you didn't want to build your endurance?
I didn't want to run. And then I got into acting. I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. This is easy. What, this is a script? You just memorize a script?
You're a comfort chaser.
I know. Well, I used to be.
Like a motherfucker.
I used to be.
Then he met me and he understood like my drive and my ambition. And he, not that he doesn't have it, but his ambition was like, well, shit, I'm going to talk about this because whatever I say I'm going to get, I'm going to do it.
That's true.
That's how his life was. And I'm going to get it because I said I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting any really real effort towards it.
Yeah.
The elbow grease
And I got literally like no results. I've been in LA for 10 years and movement didn't occur until I started putting in effort. Like, you know, think about it. Like I have the same skills. I've had the same skills for the past 10 years. Everything I'm doing right now, I could have started 10 years ago. But because I got to LA, I'm like, yo, I'm talented as fuck. Yo, where's the money at? Where the hell is that?
They always say you
literally.
Dang.
Yeah, it's
dude,
bad.
yeah.
It's bad. Let that be a lesson to you too. You know, effort.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coming to LA with that mentality.
Yep.
Did that burn you?
No. Like I have. You talk about egoless. We're just fucking being just completely honest. Just laying all the cards on the table.
Yeah.
Huge ego over here.
Yeah. No, I know.
You know, that's why I don't take steroids. Why would I take steroids? I'm like the biggest fucking dude in the room. Like, why would I take steroids? You know. So I got to LA and was like, no one's giving me like acting work. I'm like, y'all are stupid.
Dude, when I got into acting, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, look at me.
Yes.
Where are the auditions at? And then it just a dry spell for months.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was, dude, I'll be honest. I didn't put much work into the acting classes, things like that. Initially I did. And that's where the fire started. That's where the passion, like that's where everything began. But then after that, I think COVID had happened and then I kind of just like fell off. And I was still expecting these auditions to come at me when I was not doing anything to even better my craft. And so that's where I kind of got away from it in a nutshell. So yeah, I can relate to that, not wanting to put in the work for certain things.
Yeah. And then it got to the point, met Valley, and meeting Valley, it was kind of, in my opinion, it was like a chemical reaction where I knew that I was moving into a different mind state to actually pursue something. I just needed to find like gunpowder. Like if I was the bullet, I needed like gunpowder to like pull the trigger and then boom, right? I met Valley and then all of a sudden like my brain like just unlocked. I'm like, okay, I saw the next 10 years. And it was just like, okay, this is going to be work, but it's going to be really fun work. It's going to include thousands of people, a lot of organization, a lot of collaboration. But at the end of it, we're going to have a product that is world changing, literally world changing. And it was in that understanding where all of a sudden the concept of effort, it was incredibly appealing, but I'm still trying to further develop it. You know?
I like that, dude.
Yeah.
I can tell through the dynamic of watching you guys train on your social media. I can tell he's more of the drill instructor in the training sessions. I could see that with that, which is my style too, bro. Bro, if I had it my way, I'd be yelling, I'd be grunting so much louder than I do because everything is so commercialized. I can't let it out. I really can't.
We should have a gym for that. You can't do that at Gold's Gym?
I mean, you can, but
minimum. Come somebody in there and say, oh, he's doing this, and they're going to say something to you.
Or it's just to the point where you just, if I'm training with you, there would be a time, say we're doing hack squats, and you're like 8 reps in on freaking 6 plates, and you want 2 more. I'm like, I'm helping you get 2 more, and then by the time you get 2 more, I want you to get 3 more, which I'm gonna help you with. I'm gonna be freaking yelling in your face.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like just letting it all out, but I can't do that. I can raise my voice, but can I really just
I get what he's saying.
Be an animal? No.
That energy that he wants to give is what's gonna make that motherfucker get that shit up.
I have to contain it, which sucks, dude.
If I can scream at you, guys, go! It's like when I've been in a gym and in football during practice when we're all in the gym now trying to get our maxes. Remember trying to get that 505 off my back, and I'm talking about as soon as I got it off the rack, I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't hit. I'm like, I swear, you can feel the weight.
Oh yeah.
You can feel the weight, bro. I just got done doing 485 or 495 or something like that, bro. I promise you. And as I'm going down, I'm like, yeah, this ain't coming back up. This ain't coming back up, bro. And I just hear everybody, let's go, where? Let's go.
Yep.
That's all I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit was stuck, like, let's go. And it was stuck literally on my back for a minute. I'm coming up, but I stopped.
So
and
hit
I
that
couldn't
plateau.
get it. And until they must, let's go. Where? Get that shit off your back.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And now I'm like, everybody in the gym, like, I'm the littlest motherfucker in the gym. that kind of shit. That's why I tell you, like you just said, the drill instructor in me is because I was always around that type of energy.
Same. That's how I got started.
I just texted him the other day. What I just texted you the other day, we just had a conversation about this shit the other day. Like, I'm like, bro, these workouts ain't been the same for me.
Yeah.
Us working out by ourselves, like I'll work out. That's not the problem. I can work out. But I need an extra push sometimes because me as a human, I can push myself only so much.
Yeah.
And it's not even like being, I'm not one of them guys who's like, every time I go to the gym, I get the best workout.
Mm-hmm.
I would be lying to everybody in this fucking room if I really said that.
Yep.
Because it's days where I'd be like, bro, I'm fatigued. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the gym and get this workout, but it ain't the workout that I should be doing. Like, it's not, there's no substance to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the gym because my mind told me I need to go to the gym because collectively I'm just going to the gym to mark off Tuesday.
Okay,
so I 100% get
So
that.
here's a question. And this was something commenting on what Greg said, because he understands the concept, and we want to crown the first ever Natty King. That'll be season 1, right?
Okay.
His whole thing is like, because he's talking to me, is like, oh, why aren't you more shredded? Like, yeah.
When,
Literally.
He's saying right now, he's like, you should be a little bit leaner.
You should be leaner. He said that to me.
For what?
To be a representative of the face of the movement.
Well, I won't deny that. Because, dude,
I agree too.
If you're gonna be the kingpin behind it, you
got to be representing
first.
it.
But I think I look pretty
Because I work
good,
security
man.
now, bro.
Okay.
The first level of like being security is presence.
Mm-hmm.
It's knowing you're there, seeing you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first line of defense is intimidation when they look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when that just looking at you should be enough for them to want to second guess breaking into this place.
Right.
You need to be a representative visually.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you need to be like show ready,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, and I understand you're bulking or
Right.
whatever you're doing, but
Yeah.
I mean, it would help.
Right. Yeah. No. And I'm in agreement. And again, mentality is. But all right. So the reason I'm bringing it up is his point is that, like, I would hate for the Natty King to not have the hard work and the discipline and the things that, like, bodybuilding is supposed to be all about. Like, I would hate for a person who doesn't have those things to win.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying this is because, like, the only reason I started this whole movement and project and documentary is because I didn't like the fact that people were being accused of liars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was my main thing. It's like, I hate being called a liar.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Having someone discredit your hard work.
Yeah. So I'm like,
it sucks, man.
I was like, so let me make a documentary about the rise of natural bodybuilding and let people know that there are great natural physiques out there that, like, don't require the use of steroids in order to achieve it, because they obviously don't know.
That's
Like, what's crazy, not to cut you off, but what's crazy is, like, you guys are fucking huge, okay, right? I've never been, like, in my own eyes, I've never been somebody that you could look at and like, oh, he's on steroids. But I've had people in the past.
When you're lean, though, you develop a thinness to your skin.
Yeah, your muscles pop.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the outside looking in is different, I guess. But even still, like, I've had people come up to me, regardless of how lean I am. I don't personally believe that my body can give off that I'm on PDs. But I've had people in the gym come up to me like, bro, like, what stack are you on? And, like, the first time that shit ever hit me, I was in crunch. First time a guy ever asked me what stack I'm on, like, my response was like, stack? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, never mind, bro. I can tell you're natural. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, that now? I'm like, now I want to know what you're talking about. He's like, oh, I was asking if you were on steroids. I'm like, oh, fuck no. He's like, he's not, bro, I can tell you're not on this just by your answer. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm not. Like, he's like, no, I know for a fact, but it's just weird. Like, I don't understand how I even thought to think that I would be on steroids, because every time I think of somebody on steroids, it's like, dude got to be a football player, huge, yoked, jacked, and maybe because I don't understand the dynamics of what certain things do.
Yeah.
But it's like, when I think of steroids, all I think about is brute.
Yeah.
I don't think of, like, what it can do to develop a muscle or anything like that. All I think about is huge, the Hulk type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I see. Yeah, that is an interesting point. You think of steroids and you think of mass.
Yes.
You think of just a big dude.
But then there's all these other things that they do.
There are other things like steroids that dry you out, make you more grainy.
Yep.
That, I mean, I don't know any of this crap either,
Yeah.
bro.
I like to try to like get the names like Deca, Primo, Anabol, Trembolo, Anabar, fucking
Dude, there's so many.
Winstrol, Dexatrid.
Like-
Dude, and then Greg was saying something like XXK75 something.
Oh, the peptides, BP,
Oh, yeah,
BP.
that's XX74.
Yeah.
It's a
I was
lot.
close.
There's
It's a
so
lot
many.
of them, bro.
There's so many.
He threw
It's
some in
crazy.
there in my Natty or not, man.
Mhm.
I was cracking up.
Oh, I
don't
remember
know
that.
any of
Yeah,
this stuff.
I watched it
Great.
recently. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
shit, that is
But-
crazy.
What I was also gonna say is, yeah, the steroid, I guess collectively gives you that initial thought of if someone's on steroids, they're huge. When I think that's one thing that we need to get away from in bodybuilding, just in general, is the factor that size is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not.
It's not
Shape,
Mm.
beauty, aesthetic,
aesthetics.
Mhm,
proportion,
mhm, mhm,
presentation.
mhm.
Those are the things that matter.
Yeah, I
You
want
do
to
need
put.
muscle. You need to be dense
Yeah.
so that there's something there to contract.
Yes. Yes.
But that's not everything, bro. We're not going. I don't want to go to a show to see some freaking tank. I want to see somebody who looks like a sculpture.
I
Mhm.
want to see a Greek statue.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. I'm literally trying to go to a show to watch somebody who. So, angels in the Bible are not what the world presents as like some beautiful human being with wings.
Mhm.
Let's just get that out the way right now. But in that worldly presentation of an angel, I want to go to a show to see somebody who looks like an angel. Like they're sculpted.
I
They
hear
just
that.
look aesthetic. They look majestic.
Yes.
The way their physique looks,
Yes.
and I want to see them like in their presentation, their
Mhm.
aura. I want
Mhm.
to witness that.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'm not trying to see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's all you
yeah.
can. That's all you got.
Yeah.
I don't want to. That's
Yeah.
all you got, dude.
Yeah.
The main
This all
poses.
you, and you. There's no like finesse, charisma. There's nothing to it. You just turn to the side. Everything's big and brute. Like that's
Yeah.
that's not
and
attractive. like
so like static. There's no transition. There's no
Yep.
flow.
Yep.
We need to definitely prioritize that as far as presentation.
Yeah. I want to put a greater emphasis on posing for this tournament.
Yeah, there should
like-
be like some sort of award or something.
Yeah, something.
Something to
Yeah.
highlight posing,
Yeah.
please.
Or just points towards it. You know, it's like you get credit for being a good poser.
yeah, I feel like your routine should be judged in this one.
I agree. Like I'm not against it.
100%
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like
the effort needs to be there.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
what-
can
and
see
that's
when
what I'm
someone
getting at,
doesn't
because
put it in.
It's Tony O'Burton. No
Oh.
offense to my dog, but when he came back from Brazil
Mhm.
at the USA's, I think it was
Uh-huh.
in Anaheim.
Mm.
Dude went on stage after he did the prejudging. He went on stage and literally did like 5 poses, but it was already in the books. He
Right.
knew he was
Yeah,
gonna
he-
win.
yeah.
So that's what I don't like. It's like when and it's no offense to him, but the judges already told him he's gonna win. So why the fuck would I come up here and do anything if I already know I'm gonna win?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It
true.
doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So to keep it transparent, you just told every other athlete that he just beat that didn't even have a chance to get on. So why the fuck am I even doing this shit?
Mhm.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Why do you still want me to get up here if I don't even have a chance to beat the guy that you already appointed to be the winner?
Straight up.
That makes no fucking sense.
Mhm.
So yes, I think that does have to. It should
I
be
agree.
an emphasis on that.
Real quick, I want to touch on this because I hate that about the bodybuilding industry, at least the untested. Muscle Mania, the federation I compete in which I'm a pro in,
Mhm.
I love how they do it because they grade you individually. There's a
Mm.
strict set of criteria. I believe there are 4 things. I'm gonna probably butcher this, but I believe it's presentation, it's size, it's I think there's like character, like charisma,
Okay.
and conditioning. Did I already say that?
No.
I think it's those 4. So
Mhm.
each of them make up 25% of your overall grade, and whoever ends up accumulating the most, like the highest percentage, wins.
That
love
seems
that.
like
So
a
when,
better
when there is
structure.
Yeah.
prejudging, it's not for the purpose of putting athletes side to side to see who looks better than this person,
Mhm.
who's the biggest, who has better muscle bellies here.
Mm.
You all go up on stage, but you're still being graded individually. So there's no number 6, number 7, trade places.
Got
So
it.
there's no center person
Yeah.
who everyone already knows is going to win that damn thing.
Right.
So that by the time we get to finals, there's no already
still gotta fucking
preconceived
guess who
notion
it
in your
is.
head that, okay, we already know he's going to win.
Right.
So I'm not going to go up here
Yeah.
and put in effort.
Yeah.
That needs to be done away
Yeah.
with completely.
Okay.
There needs to be no sign to the audience or to the individuals completing.
No indicator.
Around.
Random order,
I just
dude.
we down here already know who the fuck the guy is.
Right.
And
Guy in the green trunk, slide it down. Everybody knows who it is. But hey, now it's 32-6. Have everybody motherfucking switch, so nobody, like he just said, nobody knows who's the winner
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely agree with that. Maybe you can move them around just to see what a physique would look like next to this guy. If,
Mm-hmm.
if you know they have like it would be a battle to have these two next to each other, and the audience would love to see it. Sure, move them around, but there should be no deciding factor in prejudging. I don't think that's a thing.
Shouldn't be, and that's another thing. That's why, like, with the Shizzy situation, I think it was his first or second show, the one in Muscle Beach, Venice Beach.
Oh, I went to that one.
Like, I didn't like that. Like, regardless of him not, capitalizing and getting what he wanted, they shouldn't have already. There shouldn't have been nobody in the audience that knew who was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Shizzy shouldn't have even known. Yeah. Not like that, but that's like, it fucks up the sport, because had Shizzy just had that free spirit and will to just, it's still all open to be here, he would have got on stage. Give his best. He would have got on stage, bro, because that's what he was there for.
Yeah, and he has a lot of personality.
He
does
a lot. More
than his physique.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that I didn't understand. Like, I couldn't be mad at my boy for leaving shit. That's what he felt. He left. But it was like the way that they structured that, it didn't make sense to me. Like, how is it that a guy in the stands knew who the winner was? Like, shouldn't that be amongst the judges and the people in this federation? Like, how is it that anybody besides them knew who was going to win?
Right.
Because Shizzy shouldn't have known. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. At most, they should be able to, if they're going to put an idea together as to who's going to win, it should be based off of who looks the best. But nowhere, they shouldn't know anything about actual, like, grade scores, who the judges are favoring right now.
That part.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, question. Segue. Random. Not random. I have a question.
Okay.
All right. So LeBron James, he's in his 40s and he's in an argument as the greatest basketball player of all time. And most people lean towards Michael Jordan, but Kobe. He's still like, oh, okay, we got a Kobe fan.
Kobe is the greatest.
I love it. But he's still in contention for that title. You got Tom Brady. I don't know what age he retired. But the point that I'm trying to get at is, since we're all natural bodybuilders here, and we all have an awareness of the longevity of the sport, especially since we're not taking steroids, we can stay in it for as long as we want. Mm-hmm. When do you think, and again, we can't know fully because we haven't experienced it, but when do you think our physiques
would drop off?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I know that testosterone starts to decline in your early 30s, right? Mm-hmm. Like 33 or something. Mm-hmm. But a physique falling off.
It's like, when does it get worse from the last year? That's what I'm most curious about.
Dude, I've thought about this.
Yeah.
I've thought about this, especially being a natural bodybuilder.
I think when you stop moving. I think once you stop
being
active.
Yeah.
From us going into our 40s and 50s, as long as we're in the gym 3 times a week.
Minimum, yeah.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
The body is going to mentally do what you tell it to do.
And I also really want to clarify that, like, we stand as, this is an opportunity to show the world what a natural physique can look like into our 50s.
Yeah.
Again, because with the Natty King TV series, and like, we have blood testing, like, they're like, if you're looking too good over there, I'm dead ass. So it's
that's a funny way of deciding.
That's how it's like. Come on, that's how it's gonna be decided.
That's how the freaking world decides.
Can you come back here in these back doors with us real quick? You over there looking
knock
a little,
on the door.
You goddamn jack, my way.
So like, that's an opportunity. Like, we're clarifying that we are natural, and it's already been solidified. We've done all the testing, and now we're in our 40s and 50s, and we still look amazing. That's also a way to change the world.
Yeah, that's also a testament to the fact that you were not lying the whole time.
That would deserve, like, this has to be, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, it from what we're saying now, and then to show the world at 40, 50.
Yeah, we have to stay natural.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But what I'm saying is, like, how can we put that back onto the screen?
Oh, I mean, the story never ends.
That responsibility is solely on that person to stay relevant, to keep capitalizing on their talents or the gifts that they have, to still, I guess, be someone who should have your interest still.
Okay.
Well,
it's not like we can have. I mean, freaking from 30 years old to 50 years old. It's not like we're going to be highlighting their story for 20 straight years.
But we could do pop-ins.
It could, yeah.
You know, like, hey, where was the original cast of the Natty King?
Yeah.
It's 2040 now or 2050. Like, what is the original cast doing? Mm-hmm. You know, like something like that. You know, because this is a groundbreaking, history-making.
What if we did something to the point where we create a business model for every athlete that comes on, and every time, like, the same way, like, a guy like Bradley Martin can blow up anybody's name.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
what we
that's
should be.
100% the intention.
So you get what I'm saying?
That's
So
100% the intention.
The athletes that we help,
mm-hmm.
not all of them.
We
are
set
gonna,
them up.
Yeah, not all of them are gonna want to funnel the shit back around.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a system to where we bring it in. We're trying to start a per team. Not just a
roster,
but like
yeah.
yes, you know what I'm saying. But it's like it funnels all the way back to each other. Like
that's 100% the intention. Yeah. And again, it falls on at some point because like I'm very passionate and I'm looking to help thousands of people promote their brands better. But at some point, like you're gonna have to swim on your own. You know, so like I have to make that clear. Anyone who's looking to work with us or work with me, you can bring me your passion, bring me your dreams, but you gotta be willing to do the work.
That's what makes us want to work with you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, to that, it's like we like fast forward 10, 20 years. I would love to see what we look like because I don't have a representation of what a natural 50-year-old looks like who is at their peak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd really be interested in seeing that.
For sure. I mean, I've seen plenty of older gentlemen at the gym who look incredible. However, I don't know whether or not they're natty or not. But,
exactly.
There are 2 points I want to circle.
Mm-hmm.
One I want to circle back to because I never got to finish it at the beginning of the pod, and it was why did I never decide to go on steroids?
Oh yeah.
So I was leading into how I got into training, how I didn't have a visualization of what I wanted to look like. So there was no okay, I need to look like that. This means I need to take this or I need to do this. There was no like, okay, there was no I need to do anything aside from freaking pick up some weights.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I knew I needed
Put
to
some
do.
work in real quick.
Yeah. And so at that point too, it wasn't like I didn't know anything about nutrition. I didn't know anything, nothing, no recovery, no rest, no nutrition. I was just like, okay, I got this weight right here. I need to pick this up. I need to freaking do some pull-ups, push-ups, whatever I could. Then, like I said, I got all you look so good. You're so lean. When's the show? I blew it off for however long. And then I finally succumbed to the positive peer pressure, I'll say, because there's negative and there's positive peer pressure. Someone spurring you in the right direction or somewhere that could be beneficial to you. So I finally gave in, did a show at 19, and I freaking won that thing. I did 3 divisions in men's physique,
right? Yeah.
First place in all 3 of those.
Fucking men's
2
physique.
in classic physique, second place in both of those.
Nice.
I ended up getting the overall men's physique trophy too. All in my first show, which was, I think I prepped for less than a month.
Wow.
Less than a month.
Wow.
At 19 years old, went in that show blindsided. I had a little bit of training from my coaches as far as posing, nutrition training. Went in there, first show, and I sweep this thing. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm good at this. I finally had my eyes open because up until that point, I was just training because I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, dang, the sport's actually, like, it's pretty cool. Then I went and did another show a week later. It was either a week later or 2 weeks later. So this was my second show. I did that first show, which got me nationally qualified. Went and did a national show. I got second place in classic physique and third place in men's physique. I only did those 2 divisions.
Mm-hmm.
So with it being that I'm natural, 19 years old, barely any prep time for these shows. I freaking went and winged it. And I still was able to place that high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was when I was really like, damn, I am actually like for a natural bodybuilder. And I didn't understand the whole natural.
Right. You're just bodybuilding.
I was just like,
Exactly.
I've never taken anything.
Yeah.
I'm freaking 19 years old. I did this on a whim.
Yeah.
And I crushed it.
And nobody, not like that, but nobody thinks about the natural peak because he's 19.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So at that point, I was like, I really don't need. Or later, whenever I realized what steroids were and things like that, I was like, I don't really need that. If I was able to do this well at this young, at these shows that I didn't really prepare for. So I think it was that. That was the reason why. Because I already felt like I was equipped. I had what I needed, which was just work ethic, a passion, and just a desire to become better.
Have you ever had the curiosity as to what you would look like if you took
100%.
steroids?
Dude, I've contemplated.
I would
I've
wonder,
thought about it,
like,
100%.
like, what do you think you would look like?
What do I think I would look like?
Hottie Chupon?
No, I wouldn't want to look like that.
I feel like
no
I
disrespect to him.
I think you would look like very large.
I would look like that little 210
Oh,
midget.
yeah.
Like, I don't like that. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
I don't like that shit, bro. Like,
I think I would look pretty
he's
good.
5'6". With
If I had to put like a visual together,
this motherfucker
Yeah.
would look insane.
I think my physique is like, when I think about the bodybuilders who I love and the bodybuilders
Yeah, who's
I
your
take
favorite?
inspiration from, Arnold's my favorite.
Okay.
Just because he's a collection, like he's the embodiment of that star that we were talking about. It's not just a physique for him. Physique was freaking retarded. It was incredible. I don't know if we're gonna get canceled because
We'll bleep it out.
His physique was gnarly. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was much more than the physique. He was a relatable person. He was funny. He was just able to get along with everyone. He cracked jokes. He went on to just showcase his talent in the movie industry and the politics.
Governor.
There's nothing he can't do. And that's why I like Arnold the most. It's whatever he applied himself to, he became successful. But there are other bodybuilders like Frank Zane or like Francis Benfato.
Benfato.
Dude,
That's a deep cut.
He's one of my favorites.
That's a deep cut.
That man had some posing, and his conditioning and his muscle bellies were insane.
Underrated.
Yeah, he's definitely underrated.
Underrated.
But there are guys like that who I feel as though my physique is kind of like a mixture between them.
Okay.
Not that I'm comparing myself to them, but if I could like encapsulate my physique visually in a way of making it make sense, I would say like a mixture of those two. Like even those three, because people have told me I have Arnold-esque features like my biceps. Or Frank Zane with my posing. A lot of my posing inspiration comes from Zane. And then Francis, I wouldn't really compare myself to him. His physique is way better than mine. But
Stop it.
Still, there are definitely inspirations I draw from. Like so many more Tom Platts, for sure. Definitely didn't want to leave him out.
Yeah.
The quad father.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting. I think we would all look really good on steroids personally, but
yeah, man, I've thought about it so many times. And not even because I would want to change the way I look. I see in the mainstream, in the limelight, you only ever see the guys who are freaking up to their neck in taking gear, who are successful, who have their own brands, who are making a crap ton of money, who are millions of followers deep, who are in every news outlet that there is. It's that made me think of it, because I'm happy with the way I look.
Yeah.
I know I'm only going to continue looking better.
Yeah.
But it's the success, it's the monetary gain, it's the legacy being instilled, which is something that drives me heavily. My legacy.
Yeah.
There are things like that made me really think about it.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I came back down to myself, and I'm like, I want to change myself. I don't want to do anything that would take me away from my morals, just because I couldn't live with it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so happy about the pursuit of this movement, because we've met in our journey, we've met multiple bodybuilders who have hopped on gear, and they have said, even Greg Doucette himself has said,
we wish.
Yeah, I wish.
Wish I never did.
Yeah, I wish I never did, and I wish
we met you guys before, because I would have never hopped on.
Yeah. So
EB said that shit. Eric Brown, when we met him the first time, when we first started on this little journey, and we asked him, I'm like, bro, I got a question. You think we ask you a question? Like, what's up, big dog? I'm like, man, we got this little natural bodybuilding movie we think we're going on. I said, you think we can put like a spotlight on it? But he said, hell yeah. And it fucked me up, because all day everybody that we asked was like, no, hell no. And I'm like, why did you just say that? He said, little brother, whatever the fuck you put your mind to, you can do. I fell in love with the dude. Like, regardless if you actually believe that what you just said, that was like the kind of light that me and him needed.
Yeah.
Because all day today, even Ronnie Coleman said this not possible.
Wait, he said what is not possible?
Ronnie Coleman said that we can't
put a
succeed
spotlight
in putting a spotlight on natural bodybuilding.
I asked him on camera.
Little does he know.
I asked him on camera, so I have all this shit on camera.
Oh, bro.
I can't wait to put it in the documentary.
Oh my gosh. Because, I personally is like, I get it. Because if you're looking at it like just physique objectively, naturals are smaller.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking about the element of storytelling. All right. And I hate to reference this person because he is so vilified, and he's got a very negative connotation. But what Vince McMahon did with the WWE by highlighting multiple stars and actually turning it into a WWE universe.
Yeah. It really is its own universe.
It's genius. And I'm just going to do that for first natural bodybuilding and then the world. For the record. And we got to wrap up. But greatest storyteller of all time. That's what I want. I want to die as the greatest storyteller ever. Tell the greatest stories.
It can be done.
Of humanity.
Yeah. Man, there's so many other things I want to talk about.
I know, right?
We gotta wrap it up.
We've been here for 2 hours.
We can run it back. We can run it back, not like that.
Yeah.
But Shizzy just sent me a picture of him at the hospital. With his cat. So that might be him saying like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let me see.
Reschedule. So
Yeah, Shizzy was supposed to be here. I think he's a great addition because
That's my
I like his storyline, like the golden boy with like a troubled past, because like he's shared his
Oh
past.
yeah, he's been shared.
Yeah, and like the OGs, they like him and they think that he should hop on gear.
Yeah, Tom gave him his blessing.
Yeah. So I think he would be like a fun storyline
For sure.
And like I said, we need like a roster of at least 10. We need like at least 10.
Yeah, I like the 10 bracket, 10 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be, because you got to think of the attention span of the viewers.
And you need relatability. If you have at least 10 bodybuilders,
That's
you got
one
the
for
underdog,
everybody.
you got the lone wolf, you got
The
like
ladies man, this one, like
ladies
all
man,
types of
you
shit.
got the heel, like this, like the fucking guy who just gets under everybody's skin. He's just like fucking an asshole. Oh, I fuck with that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like everyone, we play to a different audience, you know. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's gonna come to life.
oh yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Very excited.
Well.
Okay. I said everything I wanted to say. Any closing thoughts on you guys' end?
No. How about you?
Closing thoughts. Oh, I mean, this is what we're pushing is the natural movement, and this movement is gonna go on. I don't think it's gonna stop.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna put a cap on it. This
Nope.
is gonna be something that is going to live on for generations and hopefully change the fitness realm as a whole and end up being more prominent than the other side.
Well said, dude. You do the same thing. You do the your words age like fine wine kind of thing. Yeah, I love that kind of shit. I love that kind of shit.
Dude, it's the legacy, man. It's
Yes.
just leaving something behind.
Yes.
That, I mean, if I didn't have something that drove me in that direction, then it's not. I really couldn't just like push myself as hard or do the things that I do if I wasn't thinking about how am I going to leave my impact? How am I going to impact you guys or everyone listening or everyone watching? I want to be able to change lives for the better good.
And this lasts forever.
Yeah.
Lasts forever.
I want to be the reason why someone was like, "Damn, I didn't do that because of you," or "Man, I was going down this route,
Yeah.
and I didn't. I turned around. I did a 180 because of you."
And I also think that superheroes don't have to only exist in fiction.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just have to exist in fiction.
I'd rather they not, because superheroes in fiction, they ain't real.
Well said.
We need real
We
superheroes in the world.
Yep. Well said. Okay,
Well-
I'm done.
Well, you know, we didn't start this motherfucker with an intro, but we got to end it with one. So it's your
Okay.
boy, Valley Muscle. You got me and my dog, Sean. And today we got, you know, the one and only Mr. Josh Manoi on
Yes,
the
sir.
other side of this damn. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great talk. you
Fun
know,
times.
A great talk. We were
Fun
probably
times.
all over the place and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I hope you guys enjoy what we got going on. As these as you start to go on a little bit more, we'll start to get a little bit structured and better on how we
Maybe.
maybe on how things are going and stuff like that. But
Maybe not,
Yeah.
man, because this
it's
authentic,
just a talk.
man.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
they want to feel like they're here with us.
Yeah,
This
right.
is a
Yeah.
room for all the boys and men
Yes.
and women
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah. But
We
I
want you
also
to feel like a viewer. We
Yeah.
want you to feel like you're right.
But we definitely want feedback, please.
And beyond feedback, we are absolutely sincerely taking submissions. So you can reach out to me, you can DM me, and I will look at your physique, but also come with a story. And not everyone's gonna get selected. So like, you know, keep working on your physique, aim for something higher, aim for the title of the Natty King. You can only go to one though. It's gonna be me though.
I want to add something real quick.
Mhm.
Real quick. I think just for the peace of mind of the people who may be submitting themselves, there needs to be a criteria when it comes to assessing their physique as qualified or not. Because I feel like if it just comes down to the opinion where you're like, okay, you look good, but you don't, so we're gonna take him and not you.
Okay.
I think to help them feel like there's actual criteria
Okay.
as to why they either were accepted or not accepted,
Uh-huh.
that needs to be in place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I'm gonna spend the next several months fine tuning. Like, there's a lot of logistics for the TV show and for the tournament. So right now we're just promoting and we're just letting the universe know that this is what we're working on. But over the next, I would say this year, a lot needs to get finalized. A lot of details. So,
The tournament of natties.
Sounds good.
Tournament of power.
oh fuck yeah, oh shit, I like
Dude,
that.
can I just add this real quick too?
It's never ending.
Damn.
Let's
Goes
go.
on.
If I'm being honest, the Natty King,
Mhm.
how do you feel about that? Is that going to be the actual name of the tournament?
I think it should be the name of the TV show for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not against it being the name of the tournament. You don't like it?
Let's come up with other names.
We
'Cause
could- yeah.
Natty the word natty always reminds me of the broccoli-haired fools on social media who want to throw the hate in this direction if they feel as though you're not natty. The word natty gives me a negative light.
Yeah,
just me personally,
because it's so easy to attach fake to it.
Yeah, and it just reminds you
what
of
about
that.
like the art of gods?
Something. Tournament of Naturals, the king of natural bodybuilders, king of naturals, something other than natty. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
And you could take it if you want. You're the one running.
How do you feel about the title of the Natty King? You don't like it?
The show?
Show or like the crown?
I mean, it definitely has a ring to it. But I feel as though it could be something that sounds a little bit more official.
Okay.
The Natty King. Let's brainstorm.
I'm down.
I'm with it.
Yeah, and feel free to shoot me ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
All right, that's it. I don't have anything else.
All right, we're done. We're done.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Oh yeah. Everyone hit a flex.
Yeah, dude.
Double bye. I'll bet.
This is one time. That's the outro.
Oh man, good times.